We are working with the number 4 energy this month of April. In my last video, I talked about our connection to nature and the 4 essential elements: earth, air, water, and fire. But this video is going to be about some other aspects of the number 4 that are equally important. Hello and welcome. I'm Sara Bachmeier from Egyptian Numerology. I am an ascension guide through my mentorship program and the author of Egyptian Numerology, Emergence into the Fifth Dimension, and The Path of a Wounded Healer. Liberation is for the asking. I've been really busy. The number 4 energy is often related to stability, grounding, security, and building a healthy foundation in all areas of our lives. Health, healing, and family all have the number 4 energy in common. I don't often speak about family, mainly because my family dynamic was not always a happy memory. If you do have a master number in your birth chart, it often points to having a difficult childhood. And not all master numbers have difficult childhoods, but when you have a master number in your birth chart, you specifically contracted to agree to be a wounded healer. Wounded healers are people who created and signed up in this lifetime to overcome challenges such as illness, sexual or emotional abuse, or affliction caused by a family addiction. But to keep in mind, it is the strength derived from experiencing and often surviving these traumas that teach us about the resilience of our soul. The wounded becomes a healer by confronting their emotional demons and teaching others through their life experience. In my book, The Path of a Wounded Healer, Liberation is for the Asking, I examine the soul contract through Egyptian numerology, and I describe the purpose of past or present pain and trauma. Egyptian numerology believes in the premise that before we were born, we made a life map called a soul contract agreement, where we specifically chose everything in our lives. And this includes our parents, siblings, financial situation, our location that we were born in, um, the path that we chose to journey on, our purpose, challenges, and so on. So, along with this theory, there are no mistakes, there's no bad luck or unfortunate circumstances. Our soul chose everything, and by knowing and accepting this information, it helps us to take responsibility for every area of our life, the choices that we make, and the beliefs that we form. Now, I didn't always understand this concept. It wasn't until I spiritually evolved and learned Egyptian numerology that I was able to comprehend the magnitude of the soul power that we all have. The people that consist of our families, biological families, are part of our soul tribe. This means that we are connected energetically on a soul level. We incarnate with these souls over and over again. And some support us, some challenge us, and some spiritually evolve because of us. Because we are connected to the people and these people energetically, we could have been a mother, father, sibling, child, grandparent, etc., to any of our current family members in a previous life. Our soul chooses before birth who, when, and where we're going to fit in the family soul tribe unit with each incarnation. Now, our health is often connected to our hereditary lineage. For example, if diabetes runs in your family, you may be susceptible to this disease. But it is not only the illness that passes through the genetic line, it is also traditions, beliefs, traumas, our gifts, abilities, and talents. Our biology is passed through our soul memory because many illnesses and afflictions are passed through one generation to another. We can also heal any part of our inherited DNA. Now, if we want to go even deeper into this concept, you could think about that maybe in one of your previous lives, let's say you were your own great great grandmother, and you were the one that contracted the present illness that you're experiencing now. And this would have happened through emotional unresolved issues from that time period. And you could have been the one that started the disease many lifetimes ago and passed it down the lineage line. And now, today, you are here to correct, balance, and heal the area of your life that went unprocessed at that time. It's pretty deep, isn't it? When I first pondered upon this concept, it was pretty mind blowing. I went in circles and went, huh? Huh? Could that really happen? And if I thought about it, it most certainly can. There's no reason why the concept of us contracting or starting an illness in our family line couldn't have happened. But anyway, it really doesn't matter who started the imbalance in your genealogy, biology, DNA. What needs to be focused on today is the healing that needs to take place. And what is another totally mind blowing concept is that you can change your DNA through the healing process, which means that you no longer carry these traumas, illnesses, and inflictions to pass on to future generations. So don't be too hard on your ancestors. You might have been one of them. They lived in a time where the spiritual knowledge that we have today was not offered. Embrace your soul family tribe through acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. Back to the number 4. The number 4 gravitates toward family because, in truth, this was the first foundation that we experienced after we were born. The number 4 in traditional numerology is described as a karmic number, a sickly number, and even bad luck. But I want to change this concept because we have new information which changes the vibration of the number 4 to be one of the most powerful energies to work with. Without this energy, we would not be encouraged to heal our ancestral line. I believe that previously the number 4 was associated with sickness, karma, and bad luck because it was so tied to our generational ancestral line. But because we have the power to heal ourselves today, we can heal our past lives and any illness that originated before this time, before our time. The number 4 does recognize illness, karma, and bad luck only because it's tied to our biology DNA, but the universe would never give us a number or an energy that could not correct itself, right? Um, or heal or transmute past illnesses, karma, and luck. I'm here to tell you that there is more to this number than what we previously believed. If we work with the elements of nature, heal our past trauma, and reset the divinity of our physical bodies, this number is the cornerstone to the new foundation of life that we are now merging into. Quite exciting. I would just love to wipe clean all of the bad rap that the number 4 has endured throughout the centuries. Working with this energy and changing our beliefs, we can balance the scales in the favor of the number 4. Ancestral charts can help you understand your lineage It helps us to accept that our parents incarnated with their own path, karmic lessons, and life purpose. And I am now offering a new chart reading called the Ancestral chart. And I really began the healing process within my own family after I looked at my mother and my father's birth chart. It brought to light the path that they chose to journey and the suffering that they endured. And it opened my eyes to the lessons that they came here to learn and the dreams that went unfulfilled. Every family gives birth to a wise teacher, but not every family embraces this teacher. I saw how my parents had a divine purpose, and maybe through economic hardships, environmental disasters, and fatal accidents, they were not allowed the opportunity to always fulfill what they came here to achieve. We, as their children, are just a small part of who they were and what they wanted to do in their life. Being a black sheep in the family is really a blessing, and raising a black sheep can be very difficult. The number 4 encourages us to embrace the family dynamics that we chose to be born into so that we could be inspired to spiritually grow. If there was a falling out, then we are encouraged to examine the root cause of this problem. Through understanding our family dynamics, we are able to understand ourselves even better. Every illness has an emotional component assigned to a specific organ in the body and holds this energy until it is released. When we choose to heal ourselves, we put an end to the suffering from the past, present, and future. When we heal ourselves, we inevitably heal our family soul tribe. Breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer, diabetes, and so many more are considered genetic diseases, meaning that if a parent or grandparent, aunt or uncle had one of these illnesses, our chances of contracting the same illness increases. So why is that? It originated somewhere in our ancestral lineage through the process of unresolved emotional imbalances or from a traumatic past. We can have a past life regression and search for where it originated and who first came down with it and passed it on to the following generations. But more important is the search of our own emotional hangups and make a commitment to transmute this into health and harmony. Keeping in mind that it wasn't the illness that was passed on to you, it was the unresolved emotional trauma that never got healed and released. When life contracts are not completed, it can cause deep sadness, regrets, and suffering. When dreams go unfulfilled, it can cause depression, anxiety, and nervous tension. When trauma enters our life, we experience a depth of grief that can be difficult to process. When you fulfill your contract, you align with your higher self and form a bond and a connection with everything in the universe. You become one. You are already one, but in that moment of realization, you know that you're all connected. So this month, let us be encouraged to show gratitude to our biological soul tribe and play our part in the healing process. The link to the ancestral chart reading is in the description box below. Let me know if you resonate with this video by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to this channel. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.